Hey y'all, don't know how many saw the court hearing. So there is no arrest warrant issued for Tiffany. She managed to go in by Zoom. She said someone trying to represent her, who's representing her in other cases, who also did not file an appearance, stated that she was out of town but here on Zoom. Now, I've got word that she was in town on Tuesday. Where the hell she's at, don't know. I think she's full of shit. If anyone sees her, particularly today, snap a picture of that. I think the only people that believed her was the judge. It's amazing what you can do on Zoom. Hell, I can say I'm in Cleveland right now. She is being fined $1,000 a day until she produces the records. Next court date is next Friday, and I think that is 2 o'clock. And if the judge finds that basically Tiffany's got to A, show up in person, and B, produce the records, then she will not be fined $1,000. She wasn't here, Kamal's not here, so I got to go hunting for his. Now, Tiffany also said that she was not served. She said that on the Zoom. That's a bunch of. She was legally served. I'm going to leave it at that. And her father called her afterwards, after he saw the papers. There is no way she could say she wasn't served. No, she was served. I believe there's going to be another set of documents, so I'll get to go down and hang out with her dad again. He's actually a nice guy. I got nothing against her or anyone else in the family for that matter. Her dad's cool, but that's where we stand. So whoever, I know with the betting pools, whoever had Tiffany going in by Zoom, you're the winners. And after being told a couple of times that she had to be in court in person, she actually had the gall to ask, can I come in on Zoom? Nah, that. Judge said, no, you've got to come in because you're going to be sworn and you're going to testify. So we'll see what happens. But again, anybody sees her anywhere in Dalton, get pictures and get them over to me because I'm going to hang this bitch. Peace out.
Oh, so you non-believers wanted the receipts, huh? Well, we got the receipts on ice. What is up, everyone? It is I, Carlton Flowers, back again with the GO Political Channel, and in today's video, we're going to do an update on the turnout of the arrest warrant, what's going on in court, and as you saw, you heard what the super server had to say. Well, we're going to read the court order, the actual court order itself, since so many people don't know how to read. And then we're going to talk about the infractions that Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard has against her, and we will kind of share that nice long list of a few things that people are apparently in denial of. And then we're going to look at actual court records. We're going to look at the records that show the lawsuits that she's involved in for all of those folks that claim that this is just a hate campaign. It's a smear campaign. All right, so that's what we are going to cover in tonight's, the Saturday night edition. But first, I want to save all of the trolls the trouble, so you won't have to post in the comments, don't watch this video past 1 minute, didn't say nothing. So we're going to have a little break here and play some lovely elevator music and give you time to get the hell out of here and click off of my video. All right. Back door is open. Trolls, complainers, people whining in the comments. Turn the video off. The door's open. I'm waiting for you to leave. Let's give them a little bit more time. Giving you no reason to show up in my comments. Warning, click off the video now. Save yourselves. All right, let's shut that back door. Okay, now that all of the trolls and the dinglings are gone and we are left with the amazing, wonderful subscribers and those who enjoy Tiffany Henyard updates. And shout out to the 200 new subscribers from that last video. Give them a round of applause. I salute you all. Welcome aboard. I'm glad to have you here. Unlike some of the trolls who just like to come in and complain and deny everything and tell me, well, he didn't say anything and she got in jail. You know what? Some of us enjoy the updates. Some of us like to watch what's going on. We want to know what the actions of the courts and law enforcement is because we want to see former Stupor Mayor Tiffany Henyard brought to justice. That's why we're here. So if you aren't about all that, if you don't want to enjoy the updates, like I said, get out. I gave you a chance to get out. The back door was open. Now it's closed. So if you are still watching this and you're going to complain in the comments, it's on you, you big dummy.
You big dummy.
All right. So again, shout out to Super Server Kurt. I'm going to leave a link to his YouTube channel that I just found. I've been watching his videos on Facebook. The videos have been posted to the Dalton Politics page. Shout out to all the members of the Dalton Politics page, and thank you to those who shared my last video on the page. Shout out to all of the South Side residents of Chicago from my old neighborhood on 99th and South LaSalle. Shout out to everybody in Dalton. I am a Chicago, Illinois native. All right. Well, anyway, let's start out with the reading of the court order. So I'm going to go pull up this court order because, again, some people don't know how to type into Google and get information and read. And they need to go back to third grade and ask someone to teach them, get a teacher, because most of you folks that were complaining in the comments apparently don't have an IQ above 70, and you probably just got off the short bus. Yeah, I'm trolling you. But when you're lazy enough that you can't do your own research, you know, Tiffany Henyard said herself, do your research. We have to do all the work for you. So I'm going to do the work for you, and we will read the actual court order so we can see what's going on. We'll start with that first. So let's cut to the information. All right, so here we are with page 1. There's the document right there. Plain as day. And you can pull this off the interwebs if you want. So let's just zoom in and see what this is all about. And it starts out stating that this is the Circuit Court of Cook County, Illinois. And this is the Edgar County Watchdogs, the plaintiff, versus the whole village of Dalton. There's your case number. Here's the judge right there. Judge Caroline Kate Moreland. Okay, so let's check this out. In a matter before the court for a hearing on the court's May 7, 2025 rule to show cause order wherein Mayor Henyard was ordered to appear and show cause as to why she should not be held in contempt for her repeated failures to abide by the court's orders. Plaintiff and defendant appearing through counsel, Mayor Henyard failing to appear, and the court, that's a typo, they said that twice, being fully advised, it is hereby, they don't know how to spell check or document, check their grammar, apparently, found that on March 5th, 2025, the court granted plaintiff's motion to compel, ordering the village and its mayor to produce records responsive to plaintiff's second January 5th, 2024 request, and finding that the records, if any, are in possession or control of Mayor Henyard. It goes on to say that the order found inter alia that Mayor Henyard had refused to respond to emails from September 4th, 2024, October 30th, 2024, and November 19th, 2024 from counsel for the village seeking records responsive to the request and ordered Mayor Tiffany Henyard to search for all records that are responsive to plaintiff's second January 5th, 2024 request and to produce it all on or before March the 19th, 2025. And if The search does not result in the discovery of any responsive records. She was to identify the steps taken to search. In other words, tell us what you did to actually find them. All right, including all the records, the record-keeping systems that you did search, how you did it, what computer database you used, blah, blah, blah. And then they found that Mayor Henyard failed to produce the requisite documents, failed to identify the steps undertaken or identify if any search had even occurred, failed to contact the plaintiff's counsel or counsel for the village on or before March 19, 2025. In other words, she didn't do anything. She did nothing, didn't lift a finger. So then it was found that as a result of Mayor Henyard's repeated failure to adhere to her obligations under the FOIA, that is a Freedom of Information Act request, or adhere to the court's order, the plaintiff was permitted to file and did file its verified petition for rule to show cause and for indirect civil contempt for violation of the court's March 5th, 2025 order and other relief, which was granted on May 7th, 2025. And then she was ordered to appear before the court on May the 25th, 2025 at 9 a.m. Found that Mayor Henyard failed to appear for this rule to show cause hearing as ordered by the court on May 7th, found that Tiffany Henyard is in contempt of court for her repeated and flagrant violations of the court orders, including the March 5th and the May 7th order, ordered that Tiffany Henyard must produce records responsive to the plaintiff by such and such a date, ordered that if Tiffany Henyard fails to produce the records responsive to the plaintiff's second January 5th, 2024 request to the plaintiff's counsel on or before May the 25th, or 27th, that was this month, Central Standard Time, that she shall be fined not less than $1,000 per day to be paid to the clerk of the court. Ordered that this matter is continued for a hearing on the status of Tiffany Henyard's compliance on May the 30th, 2025 at 10:30 a.m. So that's what just happened yesterday. Okay, so the continuance was given. She appeared by Zoom instead of appearing in person, and I don't know why this judge keeps going soft on her and letting her get away with this stuff. But from what I'm being told, the June the 6th appearance is going to have to be in person, and I predict she's not going to get out of it. And then lastly, it is further ordered that if Tiffany Henyard fails to comply with this order or fails to appear for the May 30th, 2025 hearing, a body attachment shall issue. It is so ordered. All right. So what was all the fuss about in the comments? Well, people were saying that there was no arrest warrant issued. And the title of the last video, we were talking about, is she going to be in jeopardy of getting a warrant issued for her arrest? Because as you saw in the intro, she was served. If she did not show up via Zoom, she would have had an arrest warrant. I'm sorry, folks, but that's just how it is. And she got out of that. Now, for all of you that say that, oh, she's slick, she's never going to be held responsible for any of this, they're never going to pick her up, never going to nab her, hold that thought. Hold that thought and come back in a few months and let's see if those comments age well. First of all, I don't think she's going to get out of this on the 6th of June by appearing on Zoom. All right. It's just not going to happen. Second of all, can you imagine the amount of money that the Northern District of Illinois has spent on this case? Can you imagine the amount of litigation that is currently going on? The amount of litigation is insane. Can you imagine all of the infractions that are on record? And then you're going to tell me that she's going to get away with this. In fact, let's just check out these infractions here. I wrote a few down, and then I'm going to show you some actual documents from court records. Now, This is just a sampling of some of the infractions, and shout out to Bottom Line with Caroline. You'll check out her channel and the link that I'll put in the description. Caroline sent me some of the court records and also sent me a list of some of the infractions that she has. I was telling her about the nitwit in the comments that claims that, well, Tiffany hadn't done anything. She doesn't have any real infractions. Now, you guys can look these up yourself. They are factual. Let's just read off the list. She's got litigation with the following companies related to some dirty dealings: ASBC Bank, Deutsche Bank, SRMOF Trust, Wilmington Savings, Bankers Trust Company, Wilmington Savings Fund, Midland Funding LLC, and many, many more. And then you've got lots, like real estate lots, related to property occupancy and her former business, Good Burger. Oh yeah, Good Burger, that are tied up in some of this litigation. Okay, so now, for those of you who can't believe that, let's just show you some of the court documents that Caroline dug up, and we'll just run through. I've got 5 of them to share with you, so let's cut to these court documents. All right, here's the first one. Let's just kind of zoom on in and see what we have here. And this is straight off of the online case search from the clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County. So this is for all of you people that claim she's got nothing going on and there's no proof of anything. All right, here's your case number right here, 2023CH00660. And we have a date of 1/23/2023. Gives you your case type, your defendants, Village of Dalton, Board of Trustees, all the way down. Let's see here. We've got every one of the trustees listed and Tiffany Henyard right there. It's sad that the trustees got drug into this because I'm sure this is something from Tiffany's dealings. So here are the court dates coming up. So this was filed in 2023, right? And she's got nothing going on. There's no litigation. There's no paperwork, right? But she's due in court on the 1st of July. That's this summer, okay? Trial, East Courtroom 0208. All right. So they even give you the room if you want to show up and check it out. And then you can see the activities previous to this, the notice of filing, answer, response, reply. But they're all due in the courtroom on July the 1st. Okay, so that's just the first one. Let's go to the next one. Here we are with the next document that Caroline dug up for us on the Circuit Court of Cook County website. Well, what do we have here? We've got Finia Dukes and Byron Miles. Statutory action and requires a jury. Defendant Tiffany Henyard, Village of Dalton, Thornton Township, Andrew Holmes. Well, that's interesting. Looks like she's due in court on June the 17th at 10 a.m. Room 2006, Richard J. Daly Center, if you'd like to show up. And then here's all the information, the updates that are on this case. So even before that July 1st court deal, she's got to show up on the 17th of June for this one and kind of have a few words with Miss Finia Dukes and Mr. Byron Miles. Interesting. All right, well, let's move on to the next one. All right, and here is the third one for all of the non-believers. From the clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County, well, we've got a plaintiff by the name of Samisha Williams. Case type, libel and slander. And this is a non-jury trial, so the judge gets to handle this one. Defendants, friends of Tiffany Henyard and Tiffany herself, and Jerry Genova. Here's the attorneys right there, and according to this lovely little document, Well, looks like Tiffany's got to come back in court this fall on the 27th of October. How about that? So she could deal with this nice little libel and slander case. But of course, she's got no papers. There's no evidence and no proof out there. It's just all hate and a smear campaign. Smear campaign, that's all it is. All right, well, let's move on to the next one. Okay, moving right along. Another lovely little case that is involving Clerk Allison Key. Well, would you look at that? Defendant Tiffany Henyard, case type injunction. Well, let's scroll on down. So there was a notice of motion filed on 4/27/2025. Now, we don't know when the actual court date will come from this. It looks like the first date that we have is a filing date of the 12th of April of this year. This is in the district number 1. So we're going to have to watch this one because apparently she's going to have to come back and appear into court again for this one. But of course, these are probably false allegations, right? Totally false, all false. Okay, let's keep it moving. All right. By the way, you folks getting tired of this? Have you had enough? Well, I haven't. So let's just move on and see what this one has to say. We've got yet another one, and we have a court date coming up on the 23rd of June. It looks like this picture got clipped off, so I don't know what this one is dealing with, but this in fact is something that Tiffany Henyard is involved in. So how many court dates did we go through? We went through 5 of these documents. 4 of these have separate court dates. 1 doesn't have a court date yet. Is that enough evidence for you people on the short bus to realize that Tiffany's going to be very busy and she's not getting out of anything? So do you honestly think that she's going to skip all of these court cases and nobody is going to come after her? Do you really think that's going to happen? And we're not even talking criminal infractions. We're not even talking about the $33 million in federal grant money that was misappropriated. All that's still coming. So if you really think that she's going to walk, I don't know, guys. I don't know what to tell you, but I thought you would find this proof interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, so wow, that's a lot of information. That's a whole lot of information. It'll be interesting to see the denials in the comments on this video. And I tell you what, guys, go back to the last video and scroll through the comments. You won't believe it. I mean, it is high entertainment. Go grab your popcorn, scroll through the 277 comments, and just have some fun with it. Have some fun. And maybe give a little feedback on some of the crazier ones. And if you entertain me and give a hilarious response to one of the people, I will shout you out on the next video. All right. So, again, shout out to my man, Kurt, the super server. I've got all the confidence in the world with Kurt. I don't have any confidence in the people who are providing excuses for Tiffany Henyard. I really don't. And then we got everybody else digging up information on her case. Of course, we've got the amazing Cafe of Knowledge. We've got Lady Luck Club. We've also got Dear Woke Christian. I forgot to mention him. I enjoy his videos. And of course, Cooking with Frank. He's cooking her on the daily. Frank ain't letting up at all. And as long as there is new information, I'm here for it. Are you here for it? Post in the comments, let me know that you are here for it and that you want to be updated, that you're enjoying this along with me, that actually when the day comes when she's in handcuffs and goes to jail, we'll be sad because the drama will be done. It's like you go to a movie, you see an excellent movie that lasts for 3 hours. I love long movies. And then at the end, You get a fantastic ending with a twist, and then the credits scroll up the screen. And you're like, man, it's over. It was such a great ride. And then you want to go back and watch that movie again. Well, that's how it is with this. I'm enjoying it every step of the way. I can't wait for the feds to take care of this and get retribution from the former mayor for allegedly misappropriating my tax dollars because they're federal grants. Not just you people that are right there in Dalton and Thornton Township. No, she wasted all your money. If you're a citizen of the United States, she got you. If she's found guilty of misappropriating federal grant money. All right, so anyway, you better like, comment, and subscribe and pray for more developments so that I can hit you back with another entertaining update. I'll be looking forward to seeing what y'all got to say about this one in the comments section. So again, welcome aboard to the 200 new subscribers. Glad to have you here. Scroll back and watch my previous videos, especially the FBI update, so you can learn a little bit about how this case will most likely turn out. And that is about all I got for this one. This is Carlton, and I am out.